Hello and welcome to how to upload Rubik's digital info card in Unity 2022. The first portion of this video will go over how to add the asset to your avatar's project folder and how to actually get it onto your avatar so that the main system works, while the second portion of the video will go over how to actually edit the textures and make sure that everything is working. So without further ado, let's get started. So first things first, we want to locate the folder on which we downloaded our Unity package to, and once we found it, we want to drag and drop that into our assets folder like so. Once you've done so, we will go ahead and navigate to Rubik's digital info card. We will go to our prefabs and select which of the 3 prefabs we will be using for our avatar. Do note the base version has 3 screen swaps, the extra version has 6 screen swaps, and the light version has 1 screen swap. And of course, each one of these screen swaps that it contains 4 images per texture. We will click on the prefab that we're wanting to add and drag and drop that onto the root of our avatar. Once we've done so, we will go ahead and right click the asset, prefab, unpack completely. While we're still here, we will actually drop this down twice, so 1, 2. So we have revealed container, armature target, and handheld target. So the first thing we want to do is mess with our handheld target. So we will click on our handheld target, which will show where it is in our hand, and we will position this and rotate it to the point where it feels nice in our avatar's hand. Once you've found the spot that you'd like to choose, you can go ahead and move on to the armature target. One thing I forgot to mention while recording this video is if the asset seems too big or too small in your avatar's hands, feel free to go down to container, click on info card, and use your scale tool to scale it to the point where it looks nice in your avatar's hands and reposition it with your handheld target if need be. With the armature target, do note that you don't need to rotate this, nor do you have to move the X or the Z axes. Just make sure that you move the Y axis to the point where it feels nice coming out of your chest. So for me, I like to have it around here. Now once you move those 2 targets to where they feel nice for you, now you're ready to move on to texture editing. So to make your textures, what we'll go ahead and do is for Photoshop and GIMP users, you will go to Screen Swaps and click on the screen that you want to modify. From here, you will see a screen number template.psd, and what you'll go ahead and do is just double click on that file. Once you double click on that file, it should automatically forward you to opening your program of choice that opens that PSD. And once we're inside of here, in my example being Photoshop, you'll notice that we have rulers and markings all over the place with screen 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are just here to show you which screens go in numerical order, so 1 will go first, 2 will go second, 3rd will go 3rd, 4th will go 4th. So it'll rotate in a clockwise fashion whenever the card is in animation. But for now, since we want to add our own textures, we will go ahead and disable this. Find where your textures are located and drag and drop those into their corresponding spots. Once you've added all your textures, make sure to export as PNG and save this in a place where you'll easily find it. Now we'll go back to Unity and click on the screen that we were trying to modify, so in our case screen 1, and we'll find the PNG texture in which we just made and drag and drop that into that folder of the assets. And once you've added your texture to your assets folder, you can go ahead and click on it and hit Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, and this will make a direct duplicate. The reason why we do this is because the second duplicate will act as our emission mask. So now we will go ahead and click on our material for that screen. And you don't have to hit unlock shaders, so we will go ahead and drag and drop the first copy of our texture into the texture part, and we will drag and drop the second copy into our emission mask. Now what you'll notice is it says this texture is marked as sRGB and it should be marked as linear. Go ahead and hit fix now, and that should solve all your problems. From here, go ahead and rinse and repeat for as many screens as you'd like. Now if you'd like to preview the texture that you just made and see what it looks like with the animations and everything, I highly recommend that you go into Gesture Manager, go ahead and toggle card, poster present, and select your screen that you edited. So in our case, it will be screen swap 1, even though that's default. Now what you'll notice is it's static at first, and we will go ahead and hit scroll animation for this. Now what scroll animation will do is it'll start playing the animation slowly, and from here you can review the texture that you just made in its full animation capacity. Now if you don't have Photoshop, GIMP, or Clip Studio, you could always use the template.png. What you'll do for this is you will go ahead and right click on it, hit show in Explorer, find where it is in Explorer, and you will go ahead and right click on that, hit open with, and open with your program of choice. Now I will say if you double click to open the image, you will notice that there are white lines in comparison to the PSD. These are here to guide you more visually on where the bounds end so you can place your textures appropriately. Always remember that screen 1 will always appear first, even whenever the animation is off. Now once you've added all your textures to your materials and everything looks nice on your end, guess what? That's it. You have now finished completely customizing your card. Do feel free to go ahead and customize the border and screen behind it if you so will. Those are not animated in Animator at all, so you can change the color of everything. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns pertaining to the asset, or maybe you have some ideas that you might want to see in future updates, feel free to go ahead and join the Discord link in the description below. Here you can find me for tech help and asset updates if you need any at all. Other than that, that's the end of the video. Till next time, peace.